One back, thank you. So let's move on. The things you need on your site are engagement, involvement, and relevant activity. Now, some of this is a little bit more advanced, but here's the thing about the way Google are kind of indexing things right now. If your site's dead, if it's just what's called a static site, there's nothing happening on there, it eventually just gets de-indexed. It just slips back, slips back, slips back, slips back, because other people are all competing for attention in your niche, right? And these spiders are constantly weighing everybody's website up against the other one to see how they're performing. So you've got to keep content going all the time to your site. Now, we've got a little ninja trick that we use, or a judo trick, depending on your vernacular, that we use that actually constantly updates the sites automatically so that you don't need to worry about doing that. But if it's not a live site, if it's not active, then Google eventually deactivates it.
When you say updates the site, you mean the content is changing the content, or you just...
No, you leave some static content, but there's some little boxes that you put on and some pages that you add into your site that are constantly being refreshed, constantly being updated. If you've got your Facebook profile linked to your website and you're on Facebook, it can show up on your website. All of that counts, that kind of thing. You've got to have relevant activity. Here's the thing. The best website construction tool is WordPress. You can buy it for free. You can buy themes for about $15, $10. You want to learn how to do it properly. The guy that's ranking #1 for WordPress training, and I don't know who he is, but it's a guy called controller.co.uk. And for £300 a day, he'll teach you how to use WordPress. I recommend you do also invest in OptimizePress. OptimizePress is awesome. It's one of the best tools you could possibly come up against. And roughly in about 60 hours, you can become proficient at building your own website too. So you're looking at there about another, what, 2 or 3 days of WordPress. You're looking at a couple of grand there to become proficient at being able to do it. Just telling you how it is. Or you get some design professionals. You think, actually, Mark, you've already told me I'm in for 4 or 5 grand. I'm just going to get a designer in. So I had a look at that as well, just so I could do you the comparison. Because everything I teach is verifiable and provable. The #1 and the #2 for website design was this guy called Palm Design, this guy called Creaire Group. This guy, I don't know quite what he's thinking about, but he's charging you by the page. I don't get that. I don't understand why he would charge you by the page. It's just another click, press, and it's cut and paste. Well, this guy's going, it's £3,750. Now, if they're #1 and #2 organically on Google, they're getting all the traffic for website design, which means their product is being bought, which means you can be very sure that lots of people are paying this price for having website design built. And that's what it costs to have website design done for you. Okay? Then you got to go and get it ranked. And here's how you get it ranked. I don't need to go through all this. Inside WordPress, there's a bunch of stuff that you've got to fill in correctly. It's got some technical language attached to it. If you do that right with your keywords, you will get ranked. If you do it wrong, your site will be invisible. More often than not, when I go to see a customer, a business customer, and I say, how's you getting on with your website? Oh, we don't get a lot of visitors from that. You know, yeah, it's because it's invisible. Did you know that? No, we spent 25 grand on it. Yeah, but the guy that built it for you hasn't filled these things in, which means Google can't find it, which means it's invisible. More often than not, that's what happens. So you've got to understand your tags. Now, these are not marketing tags like if you're going to put your keywords. Tags are, it's another word for a keyword, isn't it? It's another word for a keyword. But inside OptimizePress, you've got to put some words in the right places. You put your keywords in, you will rank very successfully. But that won't necessarily get you ranked. You've got to do off-page stuff. On-page stuff is your website. And if you don't do that right, you're invisible, you're dead, you're not even going to be found. So you've got to get that bit right. That's hygiene. The off-page stuff is what makes you look sexy. Because the off-page stuff is all about building links. And remember what I said before, everybody's competing for attention, and the way Google works is they just go, you've got 300, you've got 350 links, okay, you're #1. And the guy that's only got 300 eventually drops down and down and down. So it's all about, nobody knows how Google creates its score, by the way, everyone's guesses. But people understand that there are certain best practices that do work, and off-page link building does work.